Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back again with another live show on the channel. Yes, it is match review and player ratings from that absolute embarrassing defeat to Sheffield Wednesday yesterday in the FA Cup third round. The third round curse at the moment is still there. 2 years in, for the past 2 years, we've not made it past the first round at all. Of course, Arsenal 2021. Cambridge last season, and yesterday, against Sheffield Wednesday. There you are, absolutely. When we scored, I didn't celebrate, says Liam. I'm just into a comment straight away. I don't blame you. Him as well. But again, guys, if you do enjoy, please hit the thumbs up. Please smash that subscribe button. Of course, if you're new to the channel or if you're not yet subscribed and you're enjoying the content, hit the notification bell as well to be known of any live shows or any pre-recorded videos that go on the channel as well. Feel free to donate. We do have Super Chat available, and if you'd like to consider becoming a member of the channel for just 99p, feel free to do so as well. But again, going back with the game yesterday, it was an absolute catastrophe yesterday. And against some of those players are just not good enough for this football club. They're really, really odd. The starting 11 we put out yesterday, you can probably understand why Eddie Howe rotated a bit. But you've now got to look at the reality. There's a lot of those players that started yesterday are just not good enough for this football club. Two in particular who really need the fingers pointing at yesterday for me, and that's both Jacob Murphy and Chris Wood yesterday. Horrible performances from them yesterday. Jacob Murphy, I've said it so many times, the bloke is not good enough for this football club anymore. Absolutely not. He had an opportunity when he got the ball and then he stopped. And then why did he go for that effort? And he gets it completely wrong, completely. I'm sick and tired of it now. I really, really am. I've been sick of seeing people all but seeing short glimpses. It's not enough. It's not enough. And again, it kind of goes back to the old ownership giving stupid contracts out to play, lengthy stupid contracts out to average players as well, definitely. Philip, hope you well. I've been an awful team performance. Sheffield Wednesday deserved winners. Yep, absolutely, in my opinion. Really, really were. And we've got to go on Chris Wood. I'm sorry, how many more chances does this guy have to miss? How many more chances does this guy have to miss? It's from the Leeds game. At least you could say he went for target with those. But this one yesterday, he sky highs it. How on earth do you do that? It's pretty much an open goal. And he completely sends it over the crossbar. It's probably landed in Bramall Lane more than likely. I mean, Murphy and Chris Wood, I do not want to see them on Tuesday at all. They should be left at home completely. Because out of them, those two were the worst for me yesterday. And they need selling on at this club now. Absolutely, they do. Chris Wood was a panic buy. We only got him last season because there was a release clause in his contract, which we triggered, and Callum Wilson was out with a long-term injury during that point as well. And 4 Premier League goals in total this guy scored for us. That's not good enough at all. Not good enough at all. Liam says, if it was against a Premier League team or a top championship team, I would be more calm with it, but it's not against a League One team. Exactly. It's another League One side. Sheffield Wednesday, they've had a cracking season, sitting second in the table, but come on, this team, we should be going down there and putting them to the sword. And we didn't. Right. We've got to talk about the first goal from Sheffield Wednesday. It is offside. It shouldn't have been given. But I've got to say, wide open spaces we left open. Again. Jamal Lascelles not keeping up with his man. And I'm sorry, that's another player who's just not good enough for this club now as well. His time's surely got to be up for me as well. It's just bollocks, man. Absolute bollocks. And Windass, Yes, he was in an offside position, but he slots it away. And for the second goal, I mean, God Almighty, Joe Linton. It was kind of his little header that made that happen. But I thought Joe Linton was our best player for me yesterday. Bossed the game completely for me. And Joe Linton, of all people, I know it was Joe Linton, but he shouldn't be having to do that. Where's the defence for that as well? And we got the goal back through Bruno, who had to come on as well, but that should have been given as offside as well, which is kind of understand why you need VAR in a way for that. Because if VAR was there, I think Sheffield Wednesday win that game 1-0. So there. Chris Wood, Jacob Murphy, Wood are garbage. Don't even practice one-on-ones properly. Get them gone now. Absolutely got to get them gone. I honestly don't know why I'm seeing some fans laugh at us. They lost against Sheffield Wednesday as well. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And the fact is we're still in the Carabao Cup, which is the thing. We've got to rectify that on Tuesday massively. We need to go with majority of our starting 11 pretty much. And I said I don't want to see Murphy and Wood there on Tuesday. I'd either play Wilson or Isak up top on Tuesday. I've one of them on the bench, and then you can look to bring one and the other off if you need to do that. But Wood, Murphy, as I've said, no. Which is why I'm gutted that ASM wasn't there yesterday through illness. So it looks like that it hasn't been a buster now. He did come out on his social media and said he had to watch it from his own home, and he says he'd be back soon. So I'm guessing there hasn't been a bust up. But I think we could have done with him yesterday, I've got to admit. We really, really could have done with him yesterday. Hopefully he's fine for Tuesday. Because, again, I don't want to see Murphy there. Absolutely no chance. I do not want to see Jacob Murphy there at all. Fringe players may not have the skills of our first team, but there's no excuse for fitness levels. Absolutely. These are professional footballers who get paid so much money to perform. And it's just rubbish. It's just crap. Sheffield Wednesday open offside, but Lascelles bottoming on exempt for criticism as they were sleepwalking for the goals. Lascelles truly not good enough being like that since Benitez's final season. Absolutely. And Botman had to carry him throughout that game yesterday as well. That was the thing. So it just shows maybe we should be looking to get centre-backs in now as well. Get rid of the rest of the deadwood. Lascelles is one of them now. He is one of them now. And it's just crap. Absolute crap. That was the thing. Isak, it was great to see him back. He did well. Should have possibly scored one or two of them, the chances he had for himself. I mean, he's going to be rusty a little bit because he's been out with an injury for quite some time. Now, there was a lot of people on his back. A lot says, oh, well, you should be blaming Isak for the chances he missed it. You can in a way. But Chris Wood, he's played a lot of games this season, starting or coming off the bench. And all I'm seeing him is just down tools every game. So Isak, it's going to take a bit of time at the moment. So there. Bournemouth, who are a non-league team, has a better record than us in the FA Cup. Absolutely. Daft Mackham's laughing at us, which makes it even worse. Well, they're going to be like that, aren't they? And that is the thing. So there you are. Elliot Anderson, I think we've got to get on his back a bit now because that was one of his poorest I've seen him. I mean, in the first half, he gave a silly ball away, and that could have definitely played that could have gifted Sheffield Wednesday a goal as well, just wide off the target. As well, Dubravka was back. A lot of people were saying he shouldn't have been in there. Should be looking to sell him? I mean, I didn't think he was bad yesterday for me, Dubravka. Couldn't have done out about the goals when your defence completely falls asleep and things like that. So there, but Tuesday, Pope is back in goal for me. Absolutely no doubt about that. Manquillo, we know he's not going to be the one that's going to help us go forward a lot now. But I thought he did well yesterday for me. I thought he did well. Lewis, I've looked back on it and it just wasn't there, wasn't it? There you are. Richie, the guy's barely got any pace, but I thought he did pretty well yesterday for me. The chances he may have missed, but I thought his crossing was okay for me. It really, really was. Manquillo's crossing was a little bit off, but as I mentioned, I thought he did well. It says, "Hi, mate. I'm not as annoyed as it used to be because we are going in the right direction. They won't be laughing in the future, so they might as well laugh why they can't." Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think Eddie Howe goes to the board now, goes to Amanda, Mia, Jimmy, Ruben, and PIF just to say the squad depth's not good enough. We need extra in there. We need to now look at getting some of these players out the door as well because they're just simply not good enough for this club. Sure, they're not. And it wouldn't surprise me if Eddie called them into training today as well to get us ready for Tuesday night home to Leicester City, because that's not going to be an easy game at all. It really, really won't be. But we need to rectify that on Tuesday. We need to go with majority of our starting 11, and we've got to perform in front of 52,000 fans as well if we are looking to get ourselves to the semi-final and try and win this competition as well. So we need to sign that. Even Fresneda from Real Valladolid, we've been linked with. Yeah, I think it would be a good, really good young player to have in the side. Phillips says Jamal Lewis, Elliot Anderson passes, throw-ins. First off, absolutely criminal. Let-offs, Lewis was abysmal also. Yep, I agree with that. Just, yeah. Now there's a lot of people say we should be sending Elliot Anderson out on loan. I mean, this was his opportunity to see what he can do. One of his poorest yesterday, I've got to admit it was. As I mentioned, Joe Linton, superb for me yesterday. Bossed that midfield again. Absolutely bossed that midfield again. And you could have, and second half, we had to get the likes of Bruno, Miggy, Willock, and Trippier on in the game as well. Because it just shows how shocking the other players were performing as well for me yesterday. And I didn't get why why was he taken off after the first half? We should have possibly looked to have kept him on. But again, is Eddie saving him for Tuesday? I don't know. I don't even think I did replace the Championship standard. I kind of agree with that because they certainly did not perform yesterday as well. They just simply did not. Absolutely not. As well, definitely. So but KO. But let's know who you think needs out that door at this club now. Of course, we've got to look at Wood, and Murphy, obviously. Lascelles as well for me. Possibly Lewis now. Even Miggy Willock were poor and sluggish. I mean, Miggy, I thought he panicked a little bit. You could see what he wanted to do. Willock the same as well. The final ball was just not there, I thought, from them too. In a way, I'm glad we didn't get Sunderland. Yeah. That's it. But we're still within a chance of going for this Carabao Cup. The FA Cup, let's put it behind. Eddie, if Eddie's called the players in, then good for him to do that because he knows he will get that right for the next game on Tuesday. No doubt he will get this right going into the game on Tuesday against Leicester City as well, definitely. So there you are. But anyway, guys, don't forget to like and please subscribe to the channel if you are tuning in and watching and are new to the channel as well, definitely. Of course, I will do the player ratings as well, and some of these players are not going to score highly rated, you can guarantee. They'll not be scoring highly rated, absolutely not. So there. Yeah, but why do you think this FA Cup curse, third round curse, is going on at this moment of time? It's so frustrating, isn't it? Thought we could have got ourselves out of this, but we haven't. We simply just haven't. Mankio, Bruno, Trippier, Julian, now were better players yesterday. Certainly were. He acted well as well. Again, should have scored, but look, kind of understand why he looks a little bit rusty at the moment. Definitely as well. Yeah. It's been happening even before first down relegation under Ashley. It has, hasn't it? Absolutely, it has. Williams says we need to focus on winning the Carabao Cup and finishing high in the league. That's more important than getting knocked out yesterday. Yeah, yeah, and we know FA Cup now is our history for us, but we can focus on winning the Carabao Cup, which we can do still. We certainly can do still. Finishing high in the league, absolutely. But we now also need to go look at getting some players, spending some money in this window, get some new faces in through the door as well, because just shows the squad depth still not there, is it? Get these new players in as soon as we can. Look and just try to move on the other ones. I said I'd happy rip up the contracts of Wood and Murphy at this moment of time. Absolutely. So there. We got battered by Birmingham and Hull, and that was before our first relegation. Yeah, Birmingham, that was 5-1 under Glen Road. I was in that game as well, and God, that was an embarrassment. And Hull, I think we lost 1-0 in that game under Joe Kinnear. We did. How bad is Murphy, by the way? He's shocking, mate. He's absolutely shocking. There's no final ball from him at all. It's just pants. It's just absolute pants at the moment. And this needs sorting out now. We should look to sell him on. I can't believe his contract is not up till about 2027. That is scary. Absolute scary. Deary me. I mean, the chances Isak had, the header he had, which was saved by their keeper. I mean, should he have looked to have head that into the ground, and that could have possibly went in? In the chance he had as well in the first half as well, which was saved. I thought their keeper was outstanding. I've got to admit, like their keeper was outstanding. Even Ellie Anderson had a great opportunity in the second half, which he should have scored as well, which was saved as well. Stevenage, yes, we got walloped against Stevenage under Pardew. League One Brighton, that was in 2012 under Pardew as well. Oxford United under Rafa, the list goes on. If you had to, who would you keep between Murphy and Woodlaw? Oh God, that's a hard one. That's a hard one, actually, because I'd rather sell them both. More towards Murphy, because Wood with being a striker, he misses open goals. He's missing open goals. Well, Murphy had an opportunity as well, but Murphy's got that bit pace still. Wood, slow, got no pace on him. That's the thing. So, yeah. But it was definitely a night to forget yesterday. It really, really was. It just shows the squad depth is just really lacking. It really, really is lacking at the moment. Hopefully, we get this sorted out and get some players in we really, really need massively as well. Let's get Madison and let's get Tielemans in or whoever. We just need to sort that side out as well, definitely. League One, Cambridge United last season, absolutely. And that was at home as well, on our home turf as well, which was absolutely an embarrassing defeat as well. So, there. I'll email Eddie now, see you want to keep Murphy. Oh, you can go for all that care. Definitely not. Yeah. You could tell on the watch along how annoyed we were. You could go back and watch our watch along and see me reaction when Chris Wood missed. When Chris Wood missed that chance. Well, me and John, our just like, oh my word. How did we miss that? Said Murphy back to Norwich. I don't think we'll get Maddison. Is he injured now? And there's no point. The question is he injured? Or is he just now refusing to play for Leicester City because he wants to move to us? That's the thing. We don't know how long he is out for, do we? But you've got a question, is he injured as well? It was a Mike Ashley team, and with that, you get Mike Ashley results. Simple as that. Yeah, a lot of those players were under Mike Ashley, apart from Isak and Botman, pretty much. There you are. The only 2 games we've lost had Lascelles captain at centre back. Need to say more. Yep, absolutely. Liverpool and yesterday. Lascelles just not good enough for me now. He did put a couple of good tackles in, but kind of a fault for the goals as well. That's the thing. And so we'll definitely be doing the player ratings in this. And again, some of these are not going to score highly rated, i.e. 2 of them you'll probably know may score something. Old Angry Noob Gamer says 50 new players needed for our squad. Our second string not good enough for League One, for fuck's sake. Yeah. Just shows probably this beat Eddie Howe comments I'll give over, man. Why are they coming out with these Eddie Howe comments? Eddie Howe will rectify that. If that was under Bruce, that would have been worse yesterday. And we would not be ready for the next game and the game after that. Eddie will make sure he's got that team ready for Tuesday. No doubt about that, he will. Get Chris Wood out of our club. He was awful. Lewis as well. Yeah, absolutely he was. So poor. I thought we could have possibly seen something in Lewis, I thought. Guess not now by the looks of it. So are we going to have to go in for a left back as well? But again, please do like, comment, please do like, subscribe, and do drop your comments in as well in the live chat. Great to get your thoughts. There's been some really, really good comments have come in so far as well. I've said a fullback is needed. Yep, looks like could well be now, both on the right and the left. Let's not forget that wasn't our full team. It wasn't our full first team, but again, those players should be going out on there still trying to do a job, and they just didn't. They're not good enough for this club, Pedro. That's the thing. They're just so poor or average at very, very best by the looks of it now. And it was nothing to do with Eddie. The players are the problem here. They're just not good enough, and I would rather lose in the cup than the league. This will give them the extra push for top 4 now. Yep, absolutely. I think that's ridiculous. It's been one loss. It has been one loss, but it just shows the squad depth's still not there, Les. That's the only thing. Striker, creative midfielder, 1 or 2 fullbacks, and a centre back is needed, says Liam. I kind of agree with that. I think we should if we still are in for Thuram, just pay the money and get him in. And leave Chris Wood completely out of it. Creative midfielder or CDM, which would be great as well. 1 or 2 fullbacks, yeah. I've only got Trippier, Manquillo. He did well, but he's not our one that's probably going to keep us going now. That's the thing. And the left backs, yeah, Lewis not good enough. Target's out injured as well. The centre back, and I could do with a backup now because Lascelles is just, he's done for me now. At least Murphy works hard, but again, it's just not good enough, Patrick. That's the thing. The final balls are non-existent. The end product is just completely non-existent. It's still got a take for Eddie Howe to replace like for like with quality players. Just think what will be like in 2 years' time. Absolutely as well. So there you are, because we need to replace a lot of these players who have been here too long and should have been moved on. Isak's still rusty, just needs more time. I agree. Absolutely, he does. He's been out for a while. And he is going to be like that a little bit. So there's still time for him to get back to his best. And I think we'll be seeing the goals come from him at some point as well. Agreed, Pedro. It says Les. I'll do the player ratings very, very shortly. As well, definitely. I mean, what did you make it to Dubravka being back in as well? But Pedro says, but definitely need rid of Wood, Lascelles, Lewis, Murphy. Yeah, absolutely. They're just not good enough, are they? So not good enough. But what was it like seeing Dubravka back in? Do you think he put a foot wrong? I don't think he did, in my opinion. But should he have gone in because of the comments he said about us? Or are we now looking to keep him as our number backup goalkeeper now? To Pope now. So, yeah. Truls, hope you're well. Hope you're well, man. But 20 watching so far. Again, if please do stick the likes, and please, if any of you are new, please do smash that subscribe button as well. The player are not good enough. Bar the start 11. No other team in any league is wanting any of our backup players. Absolutely. Is Chevy close to a trigger contract extension? I'm not so sure. I think he's got to start at least 3 more games. I think Shelby's time could be coming to an end, in my opinion, as well. More than Murphy out as fast as possible. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. A clear route is needed in the summer. Absolutely agree with that as well. Certainly does. Eddie now needs to look and see who these players are good enough and who are not good enough to stay on at this club now. Get a great Pedro, but we need to have improved placements before we move them on. I think we would get those in, definitely. Well, Trust says, hey Les, as well. Says Shelby is done. Yeah, in a way he is. He's been here a long time now. So, again, player to look to move on, in my opinion. The same with a few others as well, because they've been here as well. Dubravka did all right. Should have reacted quicker to the goals. Still would have Karius as number 2. Yeah, looks like Karius is going back. We'll let Karius go now by the looks of it. And we need 2 to 3 quality players in this window to stay up. I think it will definitely be stayed up. No doubt about that. But we need some more quality to guarantee Europe and possibly to win that Carabao Cup as well. Dubravka should have stayed at Man United because Butland will be doing the same. And good afternoon, everyone, says Mason. I'd rather keep Fraser than Murphy. Look, again, we're looking to get rid of Fraser in this window as well. Again, player who's just disappointed me as well this season. We should be looking for a winger as well in this window. Constad Dubs, he fucked up. Says Truls, yeah, with his comments, he kind of did, didn't he? Hi, Peter. How's it going from Kate and Jonathan? Good to see Isak playing yesterday. Hopefully he stays fit. Yep, that's what we need him to do now, is just stay fit. Now keep him fit. Will we sign anyone this window? I'm not sure. Maybe I'm being pessimistic. I think we'll sign someone. We've got to. Eddie's got to go to the board. Says me squad depth's not good enough for me side. I need some more quality in. We'll prefer Karius as number 2 as well. Yep. Starting to think the same, Matty. I think we'll definitely get someone in this window. We should look to get a few. I won't mind selling Dubravka $1 and we get decent backup for the cups. And that's just Mason's just said there as well. Yep. Can we still sell Dubravka because he's played for? Because he would. He could be. I'm not sure, but he might be cup tied for the cup games. That's the problem. Like. Patrick says, sell Anderson. No, I wouldn't. I think he's still a very young lad. He has come from the academy. There's still time for him to develop as a player. There's still a lot of time for him to develop as a player. And even Mason said, I wouldn't mind keeping Karius, to be honest. I probably would have liked to have kept him as well. Can't sell Dubravka till the summer. Well, okay, there you are then. If that is the case. Yeah, hopefully ASM will be in the squad for Tuesday night. Hopefully he is as well. I think we're kind of all going to need him. We need a striker. Wilson often injured, and Wood, I don't need to say anything about that. Yeah, absolutely. Yesterday was a chance for the squad to players to show they are good enough to play for the badge, but unfortunately they messed up big style and hopefully opened the owner's eyes. Yeah, I totally agree. Eddie should not need to go to the board. The board should be able to see there's problems with not having good enough players. Yeah, absolutely. But Eddie Howe will go to them as well and says, right, I now need backing and I now need to sort this side out. Anderson has to go out on loan to the Championship to gain experience. Possibly, yes. As well, and she was agreeing with what Kate's just said about ASM. We're going to need, I think we should need him back because apparently he was ready that he was scheduled to be starting yesterday as well. And unfortunately, took illness, which everyone's coming down with something at the moment. What is going on around? That's making people pick up these illnesses. I mean, our court definitely caught something after the Christmas, and I was feeling quite rough as anything, I must admit. So, yeah, but hopefully SM's fine for Tuesday. Name says COVID. I'm not so sure. I did test myself. I remember, I think it was the Thursday after Christmas. I felt so rough that day. I was like cold on the inside. And I had to like put on extra hoodies. I think I did for my last couple of shows. I had to put hoodies on us because I was that cold on the inside. And yeah, if ASM starts behind him as he don't do the tracker back to help defend, probably should be Burn, wouldn't it? Rico on Lewis on loan from City if they release him. Interesting, yeah. Definitely need at least 3 players in this window for squad depth. Absolutely. Good point. We need to step up if we want to get quality players before Chelsea buy them all. Yeah, I mean, but the fact is, how are Chelsea getting all these players and apparently not breaching FFP? One by getting some more players from the A-League in Australia, getting some players from the MLS again. A lot of people are saying, why are we letting Kuyol go into Hearts on loan? Peter, what did you think about Richie yesterday? I thought he did well. We know he hasn't got pace anymore, but I thought he did well yesterday for me. He still gives it him all on that pitch. ASM has run back a lot more than he used to. Yeah, I would say so. I know this may not go down too well, but I won't be too disappointed if ASM was sold as long as we got a quality replacement. Absolutely, yeah. If we did sell ASM, I think we will look to get someone just as good or better as well, definitely. Because again, we know these players will get replaced. Like not under the previous ownership where we sell them for profit and don't replace them. Winger, midfielder, left back needed in this window, says Matty. Yep, I agree. Chelsea spent so much money and got worse. I mean, I don't think Potter knows his best 11 at the moment. Richie's good enough to play against a League One team, but not the Premier, in my opinion. Nah, I agree with that as well, which is why he doesn't really play in the Premier League games now, does he? And another player coming to the end of his contract at the end of the season. So that's the one we'll be looking to move on for sure, and along with a few others as well who are coming towards the end of their contract as well, come the end of this season as well. So there you are. In the summer, sell ASM, get Diaby. I think Diaby would be a great signing. Chelsea was top off when Potter took over. He did, wasn't he? He really was, wasn't he? Right, let's do the player ratings now. And again, get yours down in the live chat as well if you are still watching. And let's go with it. So we're going to kick off with that man there, Mr. Martin Dubravka. And I mentioned I thought he wasn't too bad yesterday for me. He had to pull off a really one good save, I thought, as well, definitely. Should he have looked to try and come out a bit more, close the man down, particularly for the second goal. But Windass put his foot through that and it went in the back of the net. As well, I'll give Dubravka a 6 for yesterday. It wasn't too bad, I thought. I'll give him a 6. Chelsea had a hour, firing Tuchel, in my opinion. Yeah, Dubravka a 6. And he said he outsubbed the players early on to try and get the game won. He did. Yeah, you could tell because the other players were just... Mikey's gone for 5 for Dubravka. Right, let's go into the right back. Spot Dubs 1 for his comments and 6 for yesterday. Dubs a 6 for me. Yeah, that's why I've gone for a 6 for Dubravka as well. Right back, let's go with that man there, Javier Manquillo. And I thought he did well yesterday. We know he's not going to be the one that's going to take us forward now. That is the thing. But I thought Manquillo did well for me yesterday. I really, really thought he did. Just his crossing was a little bit skew with at times. But other than that, I thought he did well, particularly in the right and the left as well. So I'm going to give Manquillo a 7. I thought he did well. Javier Manquillo did okay yesterday, but I would not put him in the team for Tuesday night. Now it's going to be Trippier on Tuesday, absolutely. Manquillo a 7, says Philip as well. Manquillo played very well on the left. He did, absolutely as well. Manquillo 6, sloppy crossing. Yeah, you can understand that as well. 6 is reasonable as well. He's a 7 for me. I've always liked him. Mank 7, says Truls as well. Yeah, that's interesting. That's reasonable as well. Go into the centre backs and we'll go with Jamal Lascelles. I'm sorry, but yeah, it's just not good enough. He needs moving on, doesn't he? He just really, really needs moving on. He did put a couple of good tackles in, but again, you've got to look at the goals were conceded. Should he have been better? Should have been right on the man, and he just wasn't there. And he's not gearing up the players to say, come on, we need to get back in this game. Whether that was Trippier, he will be ripping into those players for me yesterday. And says, come on, we need to pick this up. Man, Lascelles just doesn't do that. And he needs taken off that captaincy now. He really, really does. 4 for Lascelles. I'm going for a 4 for Lascelles, yeah. Even Truls has gone for a 4 as well. Even Matty's gone for a 4 for Lascelles as well. Yeah, absolutely. Philip's gone for a 2 for Lascelles. Wow. Absolutely. Absolutely. Alongside him, Sven Botman. Maybe not one of the greatest, but again, he's having to carry 2 of the players, Lascelles and Lewis as well. And you can tell why he needs like Fabian Schär around him and Burn as well. That is the thing. So, yeah, which is why it wasn't Botman's best performance. But if he's playing with bang average players next to him, it's going to affect his game in a way as well. That is the thing. So, yeah. That is the thing. I'll give Botman a 6 because he did have to help carry. Botman a 7 for carrying 2 players, and Pedro's gone for a 7 for Botman as well. Yeah, I've gone for a 6 for Botman, but I think 7's quite reasonable as well. That's the thing. So there you are. Phillips go for a 5 for Botman. Okay, yeah, that's quite reasonable as well. Right, left back spot, Jamal Lewis, and again, it was just crap. Absolute crap. I did say he wasn't too bad, but I've looked back at it, and yeah, it's not good at all, is it? It's definitely not good at all from Jamal Lewis, wasn't it? Some of his passes went all over the place, didn't it? That was the thing. So, yeah, I think Lewis, I'm going to give it 2. It's poor for me yesterday. So poor, and that's why I'll give Lewis a 2. Just go for Lewis for 1. Lewis a 1, Lewis a 3, shocking. Lewis a 2, bad performance. Yeah, as well. So poor. Yesterday. Just... And Kate, Jonathan looks like they're going to go for a 0 for Lewis. Jesus, Lewis did nothing. Nah, not particularly. No, so that is the back 4 we've gone through. Let's now go into the 3 into midfield. We'll start off with Sean Longstaff. Not too bad, but not great it was it? Didn't do an awful lot for me, Sean Longstaff. I've got to admit. So, yeah. Is he going to start on Tuesday? We should just wait and see. Just wait and see. But he came off quite early in the game as well in the second half. Wasn't too bad, but I'll go with a 5 for Sean Longstaff. Nothing spectacular. Choose even a 5 for Longstaff, 4 for Longstaff, says Philip as well. Yeah, not the greatest, but not terrible. Longstaff for 4, forgot he even played. Interesting as well, definitely. So, yeah. Right, next one we'll go with, and that's Elliot Anderson, and that was dreadful. I'm sorry, but that was dreadful yesterday from Elliot Anderson. It was so poor. The ball he gave away in that first half, that could have gifted Sheffield Wednesday a goal. That was poor. so poor. I think I'm going to have to give Elliot Anderson a 2 for yesterday. That was woeful yesterday as well. Longstaff for 5. He's getting slightly better, but still not quick thinker. Yeah, great. 4 for Anderson, says Truls. Phillips going for 2 for Anderson. Well, yeah, his passing was in the first half was criminal, I thought. Anderson 3 has to score that chance as well. Yeah, and Pedro 2 for Anderson as well. 2. Yeah. See a lot of 2s coming in for Anderson, like I've done as well. Right, in the last one in the midfield, and that was Joe Linton, and he was superb. He was superb. He was carrying our midfield forward. He was bossing that midfield of ours. And look, and his skills on the ball was just incredible as well. Joe Linton was my man of the match. He was brilliant yesterday, I thought. He had one chance which he did sky over, but other than that, he carried our midfield forward. Joe Linton, I'm going with a 9. I'm going with a 9 for Joe Linton. I thought he was superb for me. Superb for me yesterday. Absolutely superb. Give him a 4 because he worked his arse off. Big Joe an 8. Joe Linton an 8. Joe Linton a 7. I'm giving Joe Linton a 9. I thought he was our best player yesterday. And my man of the match. J7, my man of the match, a 9, says Pedro. And kids go for a 9 for Joe Linton as well. Yep, I thought he was our best player yesterday. Right, let's go out on the attacking 3 now. So let's start off with Matt Ritchie. And you know what? He did pretty well for me, I thought. Some of his attempts that went over the bar, he could have done a little better, trying to go more for the target. But other than that, I thought he did well. I thought his crossing was fine. I thought yesterday. So, yeah. And there was a one time one of the Sheffield Wednesday players should have got carded for that, for a late challenge on Ritchie. And you could see his sock was ripped completely. Deary me, I was late. Ritchie did well. I'll go with a 6 for Ritchie. Julian had his neck strapped. I hope he's okay. Should do. Ritchie a 7 for Truls. Ritchie a 6. Surprised how well he played. Yeah, Ritchie a 7. Ritchie a solid performance. 6 for me. Yeah, that's why I've gone with a 6 for Ritchie as well, because I thought he did well for me yesterday. As well. Right on the left-hand side, and we're going to go with, yeah, Jacob Murphy. What can you say? What can you say about that performance from him yesterday? Absolutely dreadful. Dreadful. Why, when he gets the ball, does he stop? And why does he have to try and lob the keeper from that goal rather than just try to place it past him? The final balls yesterday were absolutely disgraceful. And it was just horrible to watch. I've said me say on him, keep him at home make sure he stays at home on Tuesday. Do not put him in that game on Tuesday at all. Absolutely disgraceful performance. 0. Murphy a minus 100. Murphy a 0. Murphy a 4. Murphy a 3. Murphy a 0. Nothing else to say. Absolutely. He's awful. Yeah, absolutely. He's awful as well. I've given him the 0. Come on, Matt, you're 4, you're joking. It's still a low rating, but it was horrible. 0. Just shocking it was, and that's why he gets the 0. And right in the middle, up front, and that was Alexander Isak. And it was great to see him back. Again, should have possibly took one of those attempts yesterday. But as we mentioned, he is going to be a bit rusty. That's the thing, Isak. So there you are. That's why he's going to be feeling a bit rusty. But hopefully we'll get him involved at some point on Tuesday, whether he starts or whether he's on the bench. And we'll have Wilson starting on Tuesday as well. So there you are. I'm going to give Isak a 7. Good to see him back. I thought he worked hard. Again, just a little bit downside was missing the chances. But I thought he did well. And it's great to see Isak back now. Isak 5, maybe. Isak 7, he was a bit rusty, but you saw the quality he has absolutely. And Isak a 7 as well. So there you are. P45 for Murphy, says Matty. Yeah, Andrew's in the chat as well. Any more weird combinations as well? So there you are. Isak 7. And this is what Philip's going for the substitutions. Wood a 0, Miggy a 4, Willock 4, Bruno 7, Trippier a 7. So it's right. Let's get into the substitutions now. And guess who's going to be the first one? Yeah, Chris Wood again. What can you say about that? What can you say about that? Absolutely dreadful, man. Missing easy open goals. What on earth was that? Again, leave him at home. Leave him at home for Tuesday. Do not get him in. Keep him at home for Tuesday, please. Disgusting yesterday. Absolutely disgusting yesterday. So poor. Get rid of him. How many times does this guy have to miss chances? I'm sick of people coming out saying he's good at penalties, but that's it. When you're on the pitch, you're there to try to score goals from open play as well. And he just isn't doing that for me. Guess what? 0 as well for Chris Wood. And he said he wanted to start because to have a full warm-up. Yeah, no people waiting for me, folks, for a normal dinner. Referee a 4, fans an 8. How a 4? Would you take any of our Deadwood players at Gateshead? I think they probably do well there. Would have played a ticket back to New Zealand. Would my rating is sell? Would you not wear the badge ever again? -10. What does House see in Wood? Anyone? I don't know. I just don't know what he sees in Chris Wood at all. Yeah. So there you are. I'm off now. Pete, take care, mate. Hopefully we win on Tuesday night. See Philip for tuning in. Him as well. Right. Good. We'll just go into the other substitutes at the moment. So just bear with me while I just get something else uploaded as well, which we're going to be discussing as well. Okay, other substitutes. So we'll start off with Bruno, and you can tell one of the difference he made when he came on yesterday as well, even though he was offside for his goal though. But just shows another player that carries our midfield as well, definitely. So there you are. Bruno, I'm going to give a 7. If he starts Wood, I'll get off it. Yes, so would I, mate. Bruno is 7 as well. Next one we'll go with is Joe Willock. Tried, but final polls were poor for me, I thought. Final product was just not there. He needs to work on that a bit, Joe Willock, because it's going a little bit off recently. So there. I'll go with a 4 for Joe Willock. Just waiting on a couple of more comments for some more ratings that are coming in as well. Bruno a 7. Willock a 5. Bruno a 6.5. Should have come on earlier. Willock, poor game for 3 for me. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Fair enough as well. Right, next substitution, and that was Miggy. And again, the same, tried, but again, final balls not there. Chances off target. away for Miggy. Hopefully, you'll put that right for Tuesday because this Miggy's been exceptional this season. I'll go with a 4 for Miggy as well for yesterday when he come on. Just not great, was it? So 4 it is. He's gone for a 5 for Willock, and Truss has gone for a Miggy for 5 as well. Miggy also 3, but he tries. Absolutely, he does. Yeah, definitely. Last substitution was, of course, Kieran Trippier, and again, you could see the difference when he's on that pitch as well. You can just see the difference, Connie, when he's out on that pitch, definitely. So there you are. Trippier, 7. Go with a 7 for Trippier. He's got to start on Tuesday. Absolutely does. Trips a 7 and an 8 for Trips, says Truls as well. So that is the substitutions. They'll go into the fans. 10 out of 10 easily. Sang non-stop from start to finish throughout the whole of the game. Quite a few thousand fans were brought down there today. We really, really did. But yeah, that was the thing. It was just, we were just left with egg on our faces come the end of the game. We're in the Trips, another quality player, 7. Yep, absolutely. But the fans just kept going from start to finish. Absolutely. And that is what our fan base is all about. As well, definitely. So there you are. Okay, right. Next, we'll go into the referee, Michael Salisbury. Not the greatest, I've got to admit. I mean, he should have booked a Sheffield Wednesday player for a tackle on Richie. That was quite dangerous because you see the state of the sock Richie had. It was completely ruined as well. So there you are. So just... So I'm going to give the referee a 4. Yeah. How a 3 bad team of the match. Our fan base is excellent as always. Yeah, absolutely. And just going for a 4 for the referee as well. Okay. And final man, Eddie Howe. What can you give him? I mean, you could understand why he rotated. But again, it just shows those players that we don't really use a lot are just not good enough for this side anymore. They know they're not good enough for this club now. And I think Eddie Howe needs to look and do something about this now and just says, right, you're not good enough. We need to start looking moves away now from this football club completely now. That's the thing. So how he's got to take a little bit some of the blame, but you knew we got the substitutes on early as he had to. And that is the thing. So I'm going to give Eddie Howe a 5. I can understand why he rotated, but he got the substitutions on when he needed to. But the players, we just know some of those are not good enough. That is the thing, unfortunately. Howe a 5, not his fault. We don't have squad depth. No, we don't. That's it. 7, Eddie Howe 7 picked a poor team, but did early subs to try and win the game. Yeah, absolutely. I've given Eddie Howe a 5. Again, maybe probably because of the part of the selection that he went with, but he also got the substitutions on early as he can to try and change that game as well, definitely. And that's why, yeah, I've given him the 5. So there you are. But that is all the player ratings done now. So wait for some more comments coming in, and we'll discuss about what do we need to do to rectify our for that performance to take it into Tuesday. Again, we need to go play a majority of our starting 11. We need to see Pope in goal. We need to see Trippier in there. We need Fabian Schär in there. We need Burn in there as well. We need Bruno starting as well. Definitely, we need to keep Joe Linton starting as well. Absolutely. Hopefully ASM's back as well. We need to see Wilson and Isak in that game, whether one of them starts or not. One of them has to start for me, and then you could bring the other off the bench, whoever starts, and whoever's on the bench that needs to come on. But Chris Wood-Murphy, out. Stay at home for all I care. Those were the 2 worst for me yesterday, and they do not deserve to be in that squad on Tuesday night. Absolutely no, I know they don't. No, but out chooses the tactics and plays that's his responsibility and got it wrong. Yeah. Isak's starting up top. That's the game way more important than Fulham next Sunday. Yeah, because that's a chance for us to get to a semi-final. Definitely need a midfielder, winger, and a striker, says Pedro. Yeah, absolutely we do. Again, let me know, guys, as what do you think Eddie Howe needs to do to rectify that and take this game on Tuesday night? Bring Wilson at some point in the second half, in my opinion, or he could start Wilson as well. But Chris Wood, I don't want anyone to see anywhere near that team on Tuesday night. Not even on the substitutes bench at all. Because I think Eddie Howe's got to look at that and think, right, how many is that easiest opportunities that you've missed? As well, definitely. And that's why we need to look at start Wilson or Isak on Tuesday. Absolutely, we do. Bring Wilson on at some point in the second half. Play our strongest 11 possible on Tuesday. Absolutely, as well. So there we need to. And who do you think doesn't deserve to be in that squad on Tuesday? I've said two of them in particular, Wood and Murphy. I thought them two were the worst yesterday. Lascelles, he's probably going to be on the bench because we'll probably need another backup centre-back. At the moment, I've got the feeling Lewis will be on the bench as well because, again, Burn, and the only option after that is Lewis after that as well, with Torga being out injured. Hopefully ESM's back as well. Wood has been playing like that since he signed. Absolutely has. 4 Premier League goals is poor. Alexa play the only way is up, says Patrick. Absolutely. But again, let me know as always, guys. Who would you like to see? Who needs to come in and who needs taken out of that team and could be completely left at home on Tuesday? As well, definitely. The reason we could leave Wood at all because we could either start Wilson or Isak and have the other on the bench. And there you are. With Murphy, good if he has set back fit because you never know. Joe Linton could be back in that point, in that place at some point. He could maybe get back in there. ASM could be on the bench or he could start as well. And then if you need to bring Maxi off, you could bring possibly a centre midfield on and put Joe Linton back out in that position as well. But we do prefer Joe Linton in centre midfield. That's the problem. Eddie won't drop him off the bench to keep his confidence up, but you know what? Eddie, he's fucking shit, says Pedro. Absolutely. Longstaff out, Big Joe in midfield and ASM left wing. Big Joe always helps Burn anyway. Yep. Absolutely. As well, look, so you could play the midfield 3 of Willock, Bruno, and Joe Linton there and have ASM out on the left as well. Miggy out on the right, and whoever, either Isak or Wilson up top. So there you are. So there you are. We're starting to come towards the end of the show now, guys. So we'll wrap it up in just a moment. But again, Tuesday is the most important game. We win that, we're in the semi-finals. Let's rectify that. Hopefully, Eddie's called the players in for training today and also tomorrow as well, definitely, because he needs to get them in and make sure we are ready for Tuesday. No doubt about that. Absolutely as well. So there. Well, that's it. We're going to wrap it up, guys. Again, it's been another blast. There's been some really, really good points talked about on today's show. Again, we were left with egg on our faces yesterday after another FA Cup early exit, but we're now focusing on the Tuesday game in the Carabao Cup at home to Leicester City, where we can turn that around. We've got to go with the best lineup we need to on Tuesday night, that is for sure. As well, definitely. Keep an eye out for a preview for that tomorrow. Definitely. Also, I'll be at the game as well, so I'll be giving me quick thoughts. And I'll be doing fan reactions as well. And most likely the next day will be the match review and player ratings there after that as well. So do keep an eye out for that. I'm coming as well, definitely. If you have enjoyed today's show, guys, please, of course, do hit the thumbs up. Please, of course, smash that subscribe button. Of course, if you're new to the channel or if you're not yet subscribed and you're really, really enjoying the content that is going on this channel, do smash that subscribe button for me, please. It really, really does help grow the channel. It's completely free to do so, and it's what's making this channel grow, and it's all down to you guys as well. That helps me this channel grow as well, definitely. And of course, hit that notification bell as well to be known of any live shows or any pre-recorded videos going on the channel as well. And of course, hit that notification bell will make sure that you are notified as well, definitely. Truls is a great show. Cheers, Truls, for tuning in. So definitely, you can still donate to the channel. Feel free to do so, and feel free to become a member for just 99p a month for this channel as well. See you there, Andrew, DB, and Les. So there you are. Well, guys, I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Hopefully, let's feel a lot more better. Let's now focus on the game on Tuesday at home to Leicester City in the Carabao Cup quarterfinals, and make sure we try and get our places booked into the semi-finals as well. Keep an eye out for the preview for that one tomorrow, and I shall see you all later. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and the rest of your day as well. See you later. Take care.